Actually, I have a little confession. There is, U2 from Ireland is a rock band, and they made a lot about amnesty and Africa in the 80s, and they also made a tour called Conspiracy Tour, which were a sort of a little bit like conspiracy against dumb things as war and stuff. And one of the in the name of love is a text, and as I refer, right, when I was a kid, I was looking in a book at the local library, and it was a press photo book, and there was a picture of it was a photo from Australia, and it was a person that had been he was dead, and he was hanging over a wire, like a fence wire for animals. And the text was that it was a winter storm and he had died. And as I reckon, I kind of got a little touched by this picture and a little stuck by it because I think it was maybe connected. I don't know, but because there was no face or something. But the body, the building of the body was a little bit like Beaumont case, right? And there was another scenery. It's actually from over here, and I just cleared it a little bit. It's around 73 or 74. There's washed a man up on the beach on this place here, and he is identified maybe as German. I'm not so sure about that. Also might be connected. So, in the name of love is a way that you say a witness kind of thing. If in the name of love I have seen something, I know something. It's a bit like if you say God is my witness, it's the same thing. In the name of love, in the name of God, why did you do like that, or did you do like that? So it's a sort of confession, or uh, a sort of a way of telling something and using all that you have, and that is love. So in the name of love. So some of the phrases of this is pictures from different places, right? And sometimes when you if you write a story or a lyric, or if you make a picture, you have to have a sort of story that might be only your version, but it can also be a general human story about losing or loving or something. But when I learned from, I was fan of Bob Dylan and all the Woodstock, and I think they were very strong in putting in pictures that were a sort of witness stand, right? So yeah, so it's not from nowhere. I would say it's not from some, you know, it's from somewhere. And as I looked into the Beaumont case, I realized that the people that benefited from Beaumont is maybe the media. And I think the more I know about paparazzis and storytelling in the way that the press, they condemn somebody. If I look at some of the big criminal stories, Ted Bundy is a good example. You got this massive media attention, whether you are queen or pop star or you're a criminal. And that actually condemned you to be that. It's very hard to escape in a way, to get another life, or even say you're not right. Everybody in the business I have spoken to did not like fame in that matter. many of them felt that they lost control over their money when they got really famous. And they also lost control over their freedom, which is pretty tough when you're an artist that needs a lot of freedom. So all the people that wanted to make like big hits or be famous, they actually, some of them regretted afterward. Not all, but most. And I also think there's a risk that the media is pushing to the democratical by chosen, if they are familiar interest within politician. Let's say they're gonna use billions of for telecommunication that will supply you for entertainment. That politician likely get a easier public relation in the media than a politician that said we had enough of the media. If I, for example, wanted to say something about folk dance or organic farming or using time or community work, I would not get time in the media. And that's how it works. So many of these kind of media, they condemn people and they have a lot of corruption. The lawyers, I lost a lot of things, and I can see that the lawyers are not within the law. So you have a lot of lawyers and even some police people that works in the law, but they're actually working illegally. So you could say that the media is a major billion, trillion business. If you calculate a little, one family, they have like a big TV, they have 4 computers, iPads, telephone, and all of that is monthly pay and renew. You have to buy some new equipment for Christmas and so on. And the time is money. So each of these family members, they spend like hours watching nothing really. I do it myself, but I do it to my excuse, which is dumb anyway. I use it for researching, try and solve whatever crime this crime of myself and, what I've been victim of. So I'm using it for a sort of research, right? Which other people also do, but there's also people that just is consumer. They're just like taking it all in, and they actually end up having nothing because they spend a lot of money for what they're gonna buy, what they're gonna eat, and so on. And it can be balanced if you're still working, you still have friends and so on. But it looks for me as more and more people are single and consumers, and they did not really get friends to come over Saturday because they're actually gaming or they're watching porn or they're watching entertainment, and they didn't read the lecture with the kids because they were watching TV, which I see is a problem, right? So about conspiracy tour and about YouTube, I do not recognize YouTube after 91, after the changes. I might recognize some of the text work, but not the band really. So, and I have no relation at all anymore. So I was in Ireland in 91 and I was spooked. I really got afraid of what was going on. And I worked with the Clinton, the peace process, and that might be why I was spooked. But I'm really I'm afraid of Irish media and Irish influence and also the Northern Ireland. So I promised myself I would never spend more time on Ireland than I already did. They never paid for peacemaking. Even I was supposedly have been paid by Clinton and the government in the United States. But hang on, man. Maybe they could have, UK and Ireland could have done something. So I feel a little bit like they spent a lot of my time. They didn't pay for it.